So hi lovely people, how are you all doing? So welcome to this November reading for you all on Halloween. So I wanted to do this reading while the energy is just, I found the energy today really beautiful, even though the weather is just atrocious. So don't know where you are in the world, whether you have been experiencing this torrential rain that we've had in the UK. But there's been so much weather patterns, but also energy that has been very indicative of what's going on in the world. It's reflecting to us the energies around us, but I see this as being quite powerful. So, little bit on the background of Halloween, or what I would call our Samhain, which is very much known as a pagan festival. So funnily enough, yesterday I was in the supermarket and I came across an Irish paper. So many of you that know me know that I am Irish, and I had to buy it. I went over and I bought it because I never ever buy the newspaper. Instead of reading stuff online, I'm kind of sick of sometimes scrolling. I like a book. I don't know if many of you are like that. And I've also found with teaching English and working with students that with the use of mobile systems now and electronic devices, that the standard of English has gone downhill if they don't read books and they don't learn to write. I don't know what it is with the programming. Anyway, getting back to Samhain, I found this lovely article in the Irish Post, and the journalist Mal Rogers, it's just a comment and opinion section, and he just talks about it, and he's just written that it's when our ancestors with spirits are visiting on Samhain Eve. This was the appointed time for the souls of the dead to return to their old homes, with a harvest on this last day of the year. For the early Irish, it became a huge celebration. The great fire was kept burning and a feast was laid out so that the ghosts would find a welcome. Carousing and excessive behaviour played a part in these ancient proceedings. The Celts came or emerged, nobody is really sure which, and embraced the ancient ways. But with the arrival of the Christians, things were toned down. In time-honoured fashion, the religious blow-ins hijacked the day. So this is an Irish turn. So it's actually not negative. It's just it's a well-known slang term in Ireland that if you're a blow-in, you're not from that area. So even if you live in a village or a town, but you're not from there, you're from a different county, you're still classed as a blow-in. So a lot of people might think, oh, I'd take offence to that, but the Irish have a very distinct sense of humour. And actually, a lot of people really tend to find that they will blend in with the local community. The Irish are very welcoming like that. So carrying on, he said here, November the 1st became All Saints' Day, and Samhain was transformed into All Hallows' Eve. However, the pagan customs lingered on, unchanged by Christianity or commercialism, he says in brackets here, until well into the last century. As recently as the 1960s, Halloween in Ireland, particularly in the north, was almost a big a celebration as Christmas. And then he just goes on about how they would gather in his own home, which he's from Northern Ireland, where they would gather all the wood for the big fire. So from a mediumship perspective here, we have now such a powerful time of the year. So they always say around Halloween and the 1st of November that the veils are very thin between this world and the next, which is the spirit world. So I've got to say, this is a time when like mediums are just having a ball, because the energy is really strong in support and love, and also our ancestors wanting to connect. And I was really tuning into this for this month and how this year, because obviously the year is sped up so quickly, hasn't it? And then we are moving into this literally the end of the year and 2022, where has the year gone? But also what a difference a year makes, because the energy around Halloween this year in the UK has been more of a celebration than it was last year, because we were all confined to restrictions and limitations. But we're also in Scorpio season, and this is going to be a very powerful month. Scorpio season is always a very, very intense, powerful month, and this is not going to let us down in that energy. Scorpio is renowned for being its 8th house energy. It's plutonic, so it is the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's complete rebirth. But this is very much a month that's going to be about going within into the cocoon. It's, if you are a creator or an artist or somebody that has been wanting to find the time to go within, to actually commune with yourself, your higher self, this is the month to do it. Also, Spirit said to me yesterday that it's a really great time to heal the wounds of the past. So if you have a loved one that is in the spirit world, I don't know whether you believe in it or not, but if you found yourself to this video, you probably do, because metaphysical is all about a lot of the unseen, and you can work with the higher self of that person. So if there were words that you never got to say goodbye, you never got to say sorry, there are things that you are holding on to, that you feel holding you back, you can have a conversation with your loved one in the spirit world, and they will draw near. They will really draw near. Also, this November energy is going to bring out a lot of the trailblazing energy, so it's definitely prep time for next year, I'm hearing. So I've got 3 sets of cards, and I wanted some quite mystical archetypal cards, and I've got the tarot as well. So I've got the Muse, I've got the tarot, and I've also got the mythic oracle deck as well. I will put in the authors for these decks in the description box. Yes, so let's get to it. So let's shuffle the cards. So where do you want me to go first? They want to go with the mythic oracle. I've also got Caroline Myce's archetype cards on standby, because for some reason I'm just feeling that they might want to make an appearance at some point. I just feel like this cocoon energy around November, but it's almost like I want to go in the cocoon. It's not like with what we've all been through globally recently, restrictions have been imposed upon us. This is like a drawing of being pulled to do it because you want to do it. So it doesn't feel isolating. It just feels like there's so much support. There's so much angelic support. And again, sometimes the angels will draw near and they'll come in and say, we are here. We're reminding you to ask us for help. I think over the last couple of years, it's been very tough for everybody. It's been tough for a lot of people. However, there's been some very bittersweet moments, haven't there? There's this sense with the angels that there's a deeper understanding coming forth about what they're really here to do. They're here to bring messages from spirit to us, to bridge our world to their world, to help us, to support us. And there's just something so comforting and welcoming with angels. Many people start their spiritual journey learning about the angels and connecting to them. There's also there's something very wonderfully accepting about them. They're in a lot of religions. They're universally accepted, and that says it all, doesn't it? That says the magic of why the angels are, that we often find them first. But they are, I've got to say, the angels are kick-ass. So they're saying, don't forget to ask us for help. Because I think sometimes there can be this idea that, well, the angels are here to create heaven on earth. But the thing is, we're really here to make some seismic shifts, I'm hearing, right? So Okay, and as I say that, the hope cards come out. That's what the angels do for us, guys. They give us hope. But now, Spirit, I want to ask you, please, what is the energy, the overriding energies for November? For some reason, the cards, so the cards have gone, can you see there's like some here and there's some here, so it's like these have not been. So the Sacred Union card, I don't know why I'm doing this, but the Sacred Union card has come out. I'm trying to shuffle them, but I like to get them all in the right order, and then I let Spirit just jump them out. So the Sacred Union is overturned, so there's a nod to that. There's Aries, which is battle. That might be, you know, an inner battle, and the Hope card. See, Scorpio does not take any prisoners. It just says it like it is. Right, let me just focus. Okay, so the energies, overriding energies for November, please. Okay, I feel like there's 3 cards. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, the clarity cards come out. That's nice. Right, let's just reposition myself here, because I am sat on the floor, and in the Western world, we don't sit like yogis, we sit on couches. So when we go to sit on the floor, it's not very comfortable, right? So I'm just going to get myself a bit more comfortable here. So, Achilles and glory. So, I wouldn't pay much attention to the word glory here, but do you know, I actually feel it's like saying Achilles heel. So there is an awakening of the Achilles heel. You know, the things that you've probably, say you've got certain things that you felt restrict you or limit you. This is a month to really, really get to grips with it. And what I mean is, like, can you see the fire and he's put the sword in the ground? It's like the final stand. It's like putting but it's, I'm also hearing drawing a line in the sand of some situations for some people. I feel this is to do with, I'm hearing arguments. It's just not worth it. There's and it's not like, you know, when you are in a situation where you would say to somebody, oh, you know, you've won, you know, the ego's still active. This is not about this. This is an understanding that there's a learning that's happened. And it's almost like we just draw the line in the sand, and we know that this is just not going to get either of us anywhere. And it's kind of like a decision that, you know, when you get that decision within yourself and you just know it's the right thing to do, it just feels right. I'm hearing no battle to be won here. It's like the battle is over, the fire is there, it's a resting period, it's a resting month. But it's not resting in the sense of, oh, I'm not doing anything and I'm healing, I'm recovering from something. This is different. This is resting, deep rest with spirit. But it brings, let's see what the other card says as well, because the clarity card is here, Apollo. Prometheus, so this card wanted to come out before, didn't it? The sacrifice card. So they're saying, they want me to read this card from the book. So this is, again, something is going to be offered. So it might feel that something has to be let go of finally. Again, it's like, you know, all the things that we've said, oh, right, this was a definite, I was definitely going to go here and do this. But it's like, it's a reformation of plans I'm hearing as well. Again, the veils are thin, so things are going to be lifted. There's a clarity here, but there's a pureness. There's something coming through that maybe couldn't have been seen before, but it's, yeah, I'm just going to pull a clarifier card on that. Okay. What is it that you want to clarify with this, the sacrifice card, please? The underworld, yeah, so it's, again, you see the underworld is shadow work. So Scorpios, I mean, happy birthday, Scorpio, by the way, it's your month. But I just feel like the message for this video isn't necessarily about people going into the shadow. I feel like the audience of this reading and who it's going to go to is that you understand shadow work, you get it, you know what's involved. There's just a drawing of a line in the sand about it. Everything or things are going to be illuminated, which are going to move you on from maybe being in this stuck place. Because so just to let you know with the astrology, few things. So 4th of November we have a new moon in Scorpio, so that's going to be very powerful. We currently have the sun in Scorpio squaring Saturn in Aquarius, so they're a little bit in a bit of a tug of war at the moment. So Saturn imposes restrictions and limitations, the sun likes to shine. So again, that ties into the message here. But also, I think it's on the 5th of November, we also have, and of course 11/11, I think it's the most powerful day of the year. For me, it's always been powerful. 11/11, a nod to twin flames, manifestation. It's a big portal there. But the 5th of November, Venus will move into Capricorn. So it's currently in Sagittarius, which is quite playful, but it's now going to go into Capricorn. So it's going to, Pluto's in Capricorn. So there's going to be this energy throughout November of dealing with the things that restrict you and breaking free. Now, what's interesting is that in that newspaper that I bought from Ireland, over the page, talking about the ancient celebration, because remember, a lot of the tribes, like in Mexico, Day of the Dead, it's a celebration of death. It's a movement from this world into the next. There is a page of Michael Collins, who was an incredible, some people will say that, he was a negotiator, but he was like, a lot of people call him like a freedom fighter, and he's so well known from the south of Ireland. And I think there's no mistake that the article has come up in the paper, because as he was known, the big fella, he was not frightened to stand up. He had courage, even though he knew it might be deeply unpopular. He knew how to do the right thing. So these are the energies coming up. So we've got Achilles, Prometheus, Hades, and Apollo. So no feminine energy in there. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this Prometheus card, because I love the messages in the cards as well, and for some reason they want to bring this up. So we have, this just so ties in, guys. I love it when it all makes sense. So Prometheus is a rebel, a hero, and a champion for mankind. I want to say for humankind. When Zeus overthrew Cronus, creating a new world order, he viewed man as slaves. Prometheus, however, viewed man as more and decided to steal fire from the heavens and give it to man. The power to use and control fire meant power, freedom, and independence for man. The power of light, warmth, and food were among the gifts of fire. As punishment for doing this, Zeus had him hung upside down and forced to have his liver eaten every day by an eagle. Wow. Every night his liver grew back, and the process would repeat itself. So basically, whatever Zeus was trying to do just wasn't, again, can you see like the battle? It's not going to get you anywhere. So there's going to be a putting down of, and this could be anywhere, guys. It could also be a battle that you've been fighting with yourself of, like the other day, I'll share something with you. I've been trying to work something out, and I'm purely doing it with my mind. I've not really asked spirit. I'm not doing it with all my faculties. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do something mentally. And what it's doing is it's cutting out a massive section, which is alchemy, which is energy, and to allow things to happen, to allow things to unfold, because as the month unfolds, there's clarity coming. So the message of Prometheus, for some reason, and again, it's a 3 card, which is all about new communication in numerology. The 3rd house in astrology is all to do with communication as well. So a sacrifice for a higher gain is at hand here. On a deeper level, you already know this is needed now and that something must be sacrificed. It must be, it may be comfort, safety, pride, or a need for instant gratification in the form of money, attention, or approval. The requests and desires of the ego must be sacrificed for a higher cause and a higher gain. It's about sometimes being uncomfortable, for a time in order to reach this higher goal. But the richness of living in your truth and living with integrity, and as I'm saying this, my throat is going, so for some people something will need to be said, things will need to be just aired, but not in a battlefield situation like Achilles. It's going to be, you just need to speak up and say what needs to be said. And again, that's what Scorpio does. It just doesn't really, it seeks truth in all it does. But it's also very good at discerning what's real and what's not. And I think there's going to be a lot of this happening for people at the moment. In November, there's going to be a sifting through of that reformation of plans, reformation, however you pronounce it, doesn't really matter, does it? So it's saying here, finding yourself in an uncomfortable position for a time in order to reach this higher goal, but the richness of living in your truth and living with integrity will far outweigh any discomfort. To live in this way is to be a true hero. It's about fighting for a higher cause, not for the promise of fame, riches, or glory. It's funny, actually, we've got the glory card there as well. What do you believe in? Do you compromise your beliefs so that you can be safe and comfortable? Again, you see Mr. Michael Collins here. I mean, look him up, guys. I know I make references to Celtic heritage, but I find a lot of people with mysticism are drawn to it anyway. They're drawn to the, even like with the Nordic traditions as well. I'm fascinated by them, and the, Romani and South American tribes. I mean, we all have when you're into metaphysics, you just have this desire to learn, don't you, about things that are universal, that we're all joined together, that all our tribal rituals, especially this time of year, we can learn a lot from each other, can't we? The questions to consider at this time: reflect on what your decisions will contribute to others. If you are bored, stuck, too comfortable, or have lost a sense of greater meaning in your life, it may be time to make some firm decisions. Yeah. So it's saying here, even Zeus allowed Chiron, which is the great healer, and Hercules, I don't really know what Hercules did, to free Prometheus once he had served enough time. Decide to be a hero now and rise above all mundane attachments. Strive to contribute to the greater essence that runs through all things. So I think, look, we know like this great purge is going on at the moment, guys. It's going to carry on for many years. And it's why Spirit had always said in a lot of the messages about using your spiritual toolbox. The energies are going to be very powerful and they're going to be very strong. So there might be a desire to want to go into your own world. And but I've got to say now, I might be biased here, I don't know, but the feeling I'm getting is it feels a good place to be. It feels, I don't want to say the word safe, it feels cozy, it feels that's where I want to be. Which is so weird, because when you've been not allowed to do all the things that you would normally want to do, but this is almost like seeking solace within. All the answers are within. This is what Spirit is saying. And then the clarity card, I feel like there's going to be something that's really going to stand out to you this month, that you're going to get clarity on one particular area in your life. So those are the general messages, guys. So thank you, Spirit, for those. And that's from the Mythic Oracle. Love those cards. Right, okay. So now they want to talk about with the tarot. So Spirit, what are the messages? Any messages for November? We're just going to leave it out there. I'm just going to have a look where we're at for time. So any general messages for everybody watching for November, the energies for November, messages for November. Interesting. Okay. can't we see? What can't we see? Is there anything hidden from view? Okay. Deciding. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sure, that's the card of recuperation, or is that the 8 of Swords? One more card. Okay, right. I'm so not surprised that the Hermit cards came out. Okay. Do I take that? No, they're saying put that back in. Right, okay. Right, so we've got the Hanged Man, feeling suspended. Strength, which is the card of Leo, you know, staying true to who you are. The Hermit card, which, see, the Hanged Man can be about finding a new perspective, new views coming in that you weren't expecting. See, Scorpio is so, it can transmutate the most difficult energies. It's like, it's a sleuth, but it's super, super strong. And I see that, like, you know, I'll always work with spirit, and it's not about, you know, just pandering to people and telling them what they want to hear. I can already feel the energy. I mean, this last week we've had the sun in Scorpio since the 21st of October. But as we kick into the new moon, it's really gonna, so we'll have the sun and the moon joining together in Scorpio. So it's going to become more and more powerful. I've got to say, this is exactly the energy, again, that they were saying before. There's like this strength and this power charge up that's being given to us if we go into our inner sanctum. A lot of people don't like hearing that message sometimes because they think it's about giving something up. And I know the sacrifice card came up, but I feel that sacrifice card came up before as a way to say to you that maybe what you've been doing that hasn't worked, it's now time to just let that go and actually be open to something that you can't yet see. Scorpio unveils things when you're ready. And I've got to say that the Knight of Cups is here at the bottom of the of the spread. The Knight of Swords, so that's like literally coming in, a message coming in quick and fast. But also that can be, you know, we've got the Seven of Swords here with the Knight of Swords, so the Seven of Swords. And that's, you know, when people see the Swords cards, they think, oh my God, you know. But I actually love this. I love all the cards in the tarot because they're always bringing us a message of empowerment. This is just so funny because this is the card of sacrifice again. It's sacrificing something in order to succeed. So again, there's lots of letting go, and it's coming in. The Knight of Swords tells me that it's coming in. It can leave as quickly as the idea came up. So it's not like a long drawn out process. It's quite precisioned and fast. The energy can clear here very quickly because, again, Knight of Swords at the top. Then we've got the Seven of Swords, which is obviously, you know, it's letting go of something. It can be the card of dishonesty. So it's just where, you know, it's not about being dishonest with ourselves. It's about getting real and just going, I just don't think this is what I want anymore. Or this is just not going to work for me. It's not in my heart. It's not there. And what's brilliant is the Knight of Cups is below this. So just as that's let go of, something else will come in. So I think this is, again, a lot of messages with Spirit are about reassurance. They're here to empower us. They're here to help us. They're not here to, you know, tell us we're doing it wrong. But they also will not just tell us what we want to hear. So I feel like the new perspective that's coming this month, it's from going within. It's going in to find wisdom. Hermit is the card of Virgo. So it's finding the wisdom within, being grounded and within yourself. And you know, strength for me is about leadership. It's about you taking charge and saying, actually, I'm not sure about this. It's okay to say you're not sure. So what we can't see here is that, well, I don't know about this, because as I look at this card, I'm kind of thinking, is this a joke? Because the Page of Pentacles is like somebody that's wasting money. It's like money being spent frivolously. And I mean, if anything, I can tell you where I live in the UK, they're saying like we've got this budget and we've spent all this money in the pandemic, but yeah, everything's going to be fine. You know, we're going to put taxes up. You know, there's been, just from being honest, it's, you know, they're not helping the hardworking person. So again, what I would say to you here is just, there's going to be, what's the message on this though? I know you've brought out the Two of Pence, but what else have you got around this? Okay, right. What's the message for us though, Spirit? Okay, right. Oh, they're so cool with the messages. Right, so the Page of Pence is like universally what's going out there. You know, the message that we get, the programming that we receive is, so I asked them about this and I said, well, this is what we can't see, but we can see it. So I think what they're trying to say is that it's going to become more and more overt as the month evolves, that there's going to be a lot of talk about debt and money and where it's been wasted. I almost want to, I feel like I can just see like the birds, like the vultures coming in to pick everything away, but it feels like, but it's going to reveal the bones of the issues. So the Magician is upside down, which tells me that it's all manipulation of energy. It's all manipulation. It's not. So the Magician, when the Magician is like this, is in power. It's like, well, I'm alchemizing. I am using my energy for good. Whereas the Magician upside down here is not necessarily utilizing their energy. Again, a bit like that sacrifice. We're being asked to move forward in a place that's congruent for us, whatever that means in our life, to listen, to go within, to find our own truth, to not give our power away to outside agency or to people that tell us, or establishments who have a inherited interest in other methods, which is not about making sure everybody is okay. It might look like that on the face of it, and I'm not trying to come across as being suspicious here, but there's an element of control here is what I'm getting with this. What's the number on that card? Of course it's number 1 because it's the Magician. Yes, it's trickery and deception when it's upside down. It's be careful on who you trust. So again, don't trust this energy of what you're being told, because what's amazing around this, I asked Spirit more about it, and the Two of Pentacles came out with the Empress. Now, the Empress is actually a very, it's linked with Taurus. I know people call like the Hierophant, but the Empress is more of a Venusian woman who is able, she creates her own harvest. So she's a master of alchemy. She is very powerful, but it's very, very, it's not overt. So it's like the woman that you see, she just creates her own bounties. Just a lovely, lovely energy, very balanced. Now the Two of Pentacles is the energy of juggling. Is it the Two of Pentacles? I thought it was two ones then. Yeah. So this is actually saying that you've got, be the Empress this month, okay? Know that you're always going to have enough coming in. But the Two of Pentacles is saying that in November, it might be a month where we will all feel the pinch a little bit. There is more grabbing of money from this energy, and some people will be feeling the pinch. But the thing is, the Empress, she is very much like whatever she touches, she turns to gold. So the Empress, like, I remember like a friend saying to me once, you've always got the finances and the financial side of life sorted out. But I'm a Taurus, and Taurus, we're builders. So we're always able to build solid structures that last. We're not in it for the short game. I'm never in it for thinking, oh, we'll just do this for now to get a quick buck. It's never worked for me. I always think about the long-term goal of what I really, really want to achieve. So if it means that I might just have to give up a few less things of being social and travel and running around to visit everybody, because that costs a lot of money, you know, if it means I can have my goal of what I want to create because I need to put my money or my time and resources in something else, I will. And the Empress knows this. So there is going to be a look at your allocation of your time and resources this month, and a readjustment around that. Is there anything else you want to say about this card, Spirit? Okay. Oh, King of Wands. Wow. And the King of Cups is on the top of the pack there as well. What's on the bottom? 5, 6, 7, 8. The Eight of Pentacles is about learning, and sometimes it can be a new job as well. So the King of Wands, this is a very powerful man. People say it's linked to Aries, but I don't agree. It's linked to any fire sign. It's creative action. It is being your own inner authority. And it's so funny because as I was shuffling the cards, it was like, just get away as far as you can from this energy. There's going to be a lot of this being touted out. We're going to be hearing a lot of this negative fear-mongering. And the King of Wands is somebody who will not tolerate that BS. Who is like, look, I know what the truth is, and I'm just getting straight to it, and that's it. So this is going to be a very, very strong month to change your perspective, but to see things from what's going on out there and where we are programmed, to now find your own inner authority, your power and your strength. And this is by almost creating that light, that cocoon light and bubble around you. And now this is different to somebody spiritual bypassing and running away. There's none of that energy in these cards. Now, obviously, people can always do that. There's times where we feel we need to check out because it feels overwhelming. But I can honestly say this month, there's going to be an opportunity to look at not doing that, where you shortchange yourself in your energy. Because if you are feeling that you need to check out, and you don't, or you just start to see how much you're doing it, and you weren't aware of it before, that's just something to look at, not to judge, but to see, well, what is it that's triggering me with this need to check out? Is it because I'm being affected by a lot of the nonsense being bandied about? Am I not in touch with this, which is my inner strength? Because this inner strength is this. It's the King of Wands. It's the Empress. It's the Magician in the upright. It's like, you know, you turn lead into gold. I mean, if we have lead in our body, it's toxic. It's really, really toxic. And it's heavy. You know, the body would die if we had, you know, lead poisoning. So, you know, we know we know how to turn what we've got or what we've already got into gold, but it is about a new perspective, a change of how we see things. It's not about having an investment of our time and our energy and our focus in an external, what we're told out there. Right, guys. Whew. So it's quite a big message going on there. I think, okay, so what Spirit is saying about that Page of Pentacles upside down is like, what we can't yet see is during the month, that message of, you know, like financial lack and more money going out than what's coming in, and debt, and, you know, all of this stuff. There's going to be a lot of fear mongering around the climate is what I'm hearing as well. And what Spirit is saying is that just do what you can within your own life. That is enough. It's like anything, you know, I always say this to like people with healing work. We're not here to convert anybody. It's up to, they will find the right teacher or spiritual director when it's the right time. Spirit will guide them and direct them. Right, so now we're going to go to the Muse and we're going to ask for November. What are the any messages for November, please? 2021. I nearly said 2022 then. What's going on there? Right, okay. Gosh, the Strength card has come out. So I feel this is what the energies of where this is the future. This is an energy line available to us. Right, okay. So November 2021, please, Spirit, hand it over to you and the Muse. We ask the Muse, the Spirit Muse, what the message is for November 2021. I think I might channel Michael Collins, because I feel like ever since I've looked at that picture, he's not really gone away. So yeah, healing time, very powerful with the ancestors. And you know, if you're feeling emotional about connecting with a loved one, you can do it safely, and, you know, Spirit won't scare you. Your loved ones won't scare you from the other side. It's about knowing that you connect with a higher self. The higher self is there. Like, you have a higher self. It's your spiritual soul. It's where all healing and truth resides. Wisdom. It's going to be quite an emotional month. I can hear somebody go, oh, no, but the balance is coming in as we go. But the balance comes when we start to follow what we know is the right path for us. There's going to be, I don't want to say path diversions, because that's not, there's going to be a change of plan for some people, but it was always there all along. And I think for 11/11, I'm going to do a reading. I've already decided on this, of different doorways. I just need to find the pictures. Oh, the sun's come out. That's brilliant. Different doorways, and you can choose which one, and you decide. I'll just do the cards on it, and we'll talk to Spirit and see what the portals all mean, because I think it's such a powerful time of year. It's really brilliant to tap into this energy, guys. It really is. Okay. And somebody's saying to me here, there's a link to the name Ralph. I don't know who this is, but somebody coming in. I can't get the energy if it's a man or a woman yet, but they were saying to not forget to drink water during this season, because I mean, it's raining. We've had torrential rain here, and I think there's so much going on with the Schumann resonance. I mean, even last week was at my computer, my computer got tested, software and hardware, by an expert, somebody who knows what they're doing in that field, because I know IT, but I'm not, and I'm proficient in it. But when it comes to software and hardware, I'm not. I just go to an expert. but literally my computer just went weird, and Spirit have actually said to me it's the whatever it is that's going on, what is it, solar flares or whatever that's happening. Be interesting to look at that, because just this last few days the weather has just gone a bit nuts. Right, okay, so any more cards please for November? That'll do for now. Yes, so somebody with a link with a Ralph. Okay, that's coming down the line. I don't know whether it's a child or somebody like, I'm just feeling it's a younger spirit on the earth. So if you know anybody that that's for, they're having issues, digestive issues, and it's because they're just not drinking enough water. I mean, obviously I'm not a medical person here, but you know what it's like, a loved one will come in from the other side and they'd just look at, it's like, you know, what your mum or your dad would say, or have a cup of tea, or it's similar vibration they're coming in on. Right, okay. So I'm also hearing take the rough with the smooth. They're just getting me to rub my hand on here, actually. I'm just seeing some marks on the chest. I've got this camphor chest that I do my readings on because I love the energy of it. And it connects me into that tree energy because it's camphor wood. But we'll take the rough with the smooth this month. So we've got the moon card, which is almost like heightened emotions. But temperance is around this, which is Sagittarius, so the balance is coming in, and it's around the three of inspiration. Now, the three of inspiration in this card pack is the three of wands. So if we just look at what I love about this card deck, is it's very poetic how this creator writes. So this is actually about making progress. It's the card in this pack. It means wanting to click, wanting for things to click into place. You know, ambitions and goals. It's wanting to move forward with them. But it's also about divinely implemented pauses. Now, what's interesting is the Fool card here as well came upside down. So the new starts aren't just right now, but they're coming. The Sun card is saying it's blessed. This is like more of an embryonic stage. So this is about revision of plans. Now that sounds very Mercury retrograde, but that's not what this is. This is a path, a new path opening up that I don't think we could see before. But it's, again, can you see she's sat on top of the lion's head? So this is actually by taking the higher perspective. So this is tapping into the higher self. This is such a beautiful card, that lion on the card. I love this card. So the Strength card now is, and it's tapping into your wisdom. So whenever I see that nod to the pyramids, it's all like ancient Egypt. It's wisdom. And the Ten of Materials is about creating new communities. It's about creating tribes, organizations, new cooperatives, collaborations, and again, it's supportive, it's mutually benefic. What else? I missed that went in and out so fast. But also these cards can represent you feeling comfortable with your soul tribe this month. So it will be a month where you might just want to be around or in contact with those people that you don't feel like you need to explain yourself to. To be honest, I mean, whenever do we want to be around people that we need to explain ourselves to? But maybe that is a message for somebody this month, that it's time to stop explaining who you are and to really go within and acknowledge and find out who you are. What is it that you want? Getting to know yourself internally on a very, very deep level, because that's only going to connect you more to others of your tribe-dom. Because there's going to be some benefic connections coming in, and also Spirit saying a reconnection a reconnection, because this Venus in Capricorn with Pluto, so if you think about Venus, it's how we love, it's how we create, it's what we love doing. So for instance, like if you've got a Venus in Capricorn, it could be like you love building, like running an establishment, you like to be in charge. Capricorn is it's a cardinal sign like Aries and Libra. And there's one more, I always forget it, sorry guys, Cancer. So it likes to be in charge. So there's this message coming through about taking leadership in your own life here. Because actually, and it might mean that, look, if you felt a bit isolated and a bit alone, that this month you might be reaching out to a spiritual community or a tribe and feel more connected to them than ever. Or also feel like, just if you felt like an oddball, that you are with this amazing bunch of other oddballs. And actually there's nothing oddball about you. It's just that you are a trailblazer like everybody else in this group around this tree. And look what it produces, this amazing, you all coming together produces this beautiful energy. And I think, again, it's about, she's holding on to this sign on the card. There's like the 8, can you see it around the bottom of her skirt? And that's the infinity symbol. So there's an element here of being around those of the same ilk, of the same energetic footprint is what I want to say. And that's bringing in the balance around the temperance here and the moons. It's going to be I don't want to say emotional, it's going to be a very intense month. The new beginnings are not coming in just yet for some people. I want to pull a card on that sacred union as well, because that'll be for a few people as well. So we've got the Muse of Materials has come out here. So that, again, what this leads on from the Sun card. So they're saying, okay, your new beginning might not be coming. Right, what I'm hearing is the new beginning isn't coming the way you expect. But the Sun card is bringing in a blessing, because we've got the Muse of Materials, which is like the King of Pence. For me, it's also like, the Muse, the Queen. I always think with these cards, let me just check, because they always throw me off in it. So they've got an Ace card. I always get thrown off because I always think it's an Ace, but it's actually the King. So again, this is building like successful relationships. It's building a successful path. It's like literally walking into nirvana. It's such a beautiful card. And the World. So again, this is going to be an ending of a cycle, but it's also that the world is in your hands. But can you see where it is? It's like over her third eye. And we've also got, I thought it was the 2 of Voices, but it's actually the 7 of Voices, and it's come upside down. Now, if I'm right, that came out before. That's the 7 of Swords. But I'm going to read this in the Muse pack, because there's something around this. This is the ending of this 7 of Voices energy for some people. Again, not all these messages will be for everybody, guys, but there's a big selection here. So let's have a look. So this Deception card, taking only what you need, being honest and aligned, paying attention to what's really going on, con artists and copycats, seeing past deceit, the aftermath of illusion. So there's an ending of an illusion for some people where, like you thought that person was, you gave them too much credit and it wasn't who they really were. And actually what it is it was about depending on your own inner authority and having trust with yourself. And that's what that relationship showed you. It could be that, you've been around that energy of illusion or deception or trickery, or something feels off, your instincts have told you, empty promises, things like that. It's like alarm bells going off, and as you cross your own bridge of illusion, this Muse warned you to be on the lookout for deceit, theft, or the misalignment of values. Take only what you need, trusting your own integrity to guide you. This is what those 3 cards are about, guys. The Hanged Man, the Hermit, and Strength. So whatever is going to be revealed is going to be in your best interest. There's nothing to fear here, because the Muse of Materials is the King of Pence. The King of Pence is like the King of Wands. They have authority, but the King of Pence is very grounded in his authority. The security of your moral compass will grant you passage, because only in truth can this threshold really be crossed. So whatever's leaving you was just illusionary, or it wasn't in tune with your higher self, and it wasn't connecting you in with who you are, your tribe, or whatever. Right, so what I'm now going to do is I'm just going to put these muse cards, and I'm going to ask them about this sacred union card, because that did come out. That was not upside down, it was turned around on the reading, and I just want to ask about that. Is there anything that you want to tell us about the sacred union card? And then I think we're nearly done. The sacred union card. Anything you'd like to tell us about the sacred union card, spiritual muse? The muse of materials. This is somebody who's so got it together. Ooh, all of them. Gone. There's one falling down the side there as well. Let me just have a look at these. That's so weird. Again, the Empress has come out. The Muse of Voices, so that would be the King of Air. And the Eight of... So this is, again, it's a message coming through. So the Muse of Materials has come out again. This is to do with sacred union. Page of Materials. So this is like a new financial cycle opening up. And the Ace of Swords. So there's like... I've got to say here, when you get swords like this... So the Eight of Inspiration, sorry, the swords is like the cutting away, it's the ending, it's the clearing, it's, you know, the sword goes into the ground, a bit like that card before, was it the Achilles, the glory card. So I think for some people that thought that there wasn't ever going to be another relationship coming in their lives, there's going to be an awakening around this for them in November. I mean, the twin flame energy is very strong around the 11/11 date. But you see, the Eight of Inspiration is she's pulling all the restrictions off her. So the restrictions are thinking... What I'm hearing is sometimes we think that we're not good enough, that we're not allowed to have more than one great relationship, or just because we had a great love of a lifetime that we're not going to get another. And what I've got here is I've got the Empress around this. So the Empress is like, look how many worlds are underneath her, within her, different existences. And the Muse of Voices here, so the Air of Swords, sorry, the Ace of Swords, don't know why I'm saying that, getting my words mixed up, but it could be that this is around air signs, I don't know, air and earth energies, because we've got the Muse of Materials, the Page of Materials, and the Empress, which are all earth energies, and then we've got the Muse of Voices, the Ace of Voices, and then we've got the Inspiration, Eight of Inspiration, but that's fire. So that would be the moving away of like action away from restrictive, anything that's restricted, that's you know, it's black and white, it's this or it's this. There's an ending of that, and there's an openness that's coming. You see, the Empress is she's fertile, so what that means is she always knows that the world is never going to run out of ideas or creative ideas. There's just so much there. There's universes, not just one, there's universes of energy. So again, this is around relationships. It's, you know, it's about not holding yourself back, I want to say, for some people, that they made a decision, well, that's not going to happen for me. How can it happen for me? And there's so many different, it could be you've lost somebody, it could be, you know, I'm too old, it could be something else. And what Spirit is saying is, they're saying absolutely not. That's self-imposed. The Muse of Voices is, the King of Swords is here. It's, you know, again, will you walk through that door? See, can you see all these portals? I mean, like the Muse of Materials, can you see they've got portals, different portals, paths. so many paths available. But I think what it is this month, it's about an attunement. It's about attunement for you as a soul. Which path will you take? Which path is right for you? You know, yeah, it's and it's a willingness to not break away from the past and say it never existed, but I think it's just about being able to be receptive to something new. Is there anything else you want to pull in the tarot for this? This is around Sacred Union card, because again, this won't be for everybody, guys. Sacred Union. Okay, that was upside down. Ace of Swords. So for some people, it's just about going, right, okay, I'm gonna give myself permission to have a new chapter in my life. But actually what Spirit is saying is it's not necessarily somebody that, or whoever this is for, it's a small group of people. It's not to just go change your mind. I think what Spirit is saying is they are helping you to heal. No, that's not right. It's not what I'm feeling. They're saying like the time for healing with this, they're saying to me, not time for healing, it's time for living. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, this really applies to me, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. I really want to reiterate that. What it is it's basically Spirit are helping attune your energies to give you the confidence to know that you are worthy of new openings in your life. Like when sometimes we think it's over, it's not. We're only just beginning. Yeah, the moons, it's been very emotional. So this is for people who've had a very emotional time with relationships. The sun's upside down there, so it's like, you know, yeah, the sun stopped shining. The sun stopped shining for a while there. Let's see what else they want to say. But the star blessings and the Page of Wands, so it's learning, you know, so it's almost like you've had to really just embrace the learning in this situation, but there are blessings coming. Yeah, it's not been revealed to you yet. The High Priestess is there. There's more to be revealed. Ooh, wow. And the Empress again, oh my God, 3 times. And the Knight of Cups, somebody coming to offer you something. That's gorgeous. Or you're being offered something by Spirit. What's that? So that's the 4 of Cups. So that's interesting actually, because the 4 of Cups normally is like, you know, it's a bit of apathy and it's a bit, but upside down, which it came out upside down, it's fear of loneliness. And it can be, you know, using substances or behaviours or situations to stave off boredom. But actually what Spirit is saying is it's almost like you... Right, what are you saying? Knight of Swords, something's coming in quite quickly. So what else are you saying? Yeah, ending. So it's almost like the ending of this boredom. Not boredom, but it's almost like thinking that's it. Knight of Pentacles, right, okay, that's upside down. There's almost like a little bit of fear, and like Spirit are helping some people to transform this. They're bringing in some energy to give you your strength, to know that the ending of this like dull, timid energy of being hiding away. And yeah, but then you said it's cocooning energy this month. Let me just... Cocooning energy this month. I'm going to put that one back in. Anything else around this Sacred Union? Queen of Swords. Again, she's actually, the Queen of Swords is very authoritarian. It's air energy. Again, this is all mental stuff. So it's to do with clearing the mental body of any perceived ideas that you're not good enough to receive whatever it is that Spirit want to bring for you. I I just feel there's a lot of healing coming from the other side for a lot of people who have lost people. And, you know, it could be like you lost a mum or a dad, and that, you know, that, or a brother or a sister. I mean, it could be a partner, but it's like an energy where you don't want to get close to somebody again because the fear of loss is there. But the High Priestess is on the top here, and the Empress. Let's just have one more for the road. Is that what you're saying, Spirit, with the energy? Because that's what I've been getting. The Two of Pentacles. So that's juggling, isn't it? It's juggling energy. But what else is it when it's upside down, Spirit? Yeah, it's just saying be careful with money this month. I don't know why that's come out, because I never get messages like that. Just be careful with money. It's not the time to take a gamble, to be impulsive this month. Scorpio will just be like, no. What else? 5, 6, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. 7 of Pentacles. It's a time for planning. Yeah, and being persistent. It's just not time to give up on yourself, and that could be linked to the relationship link for some people. It's not for everybody. I think that's just for a few people. Right, guys, so I'm going to leave it there. What time am I up to? I'm just over an hour. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll be back for 11:11, and I'm going to do this portal video on which doorway you're going to walk through, because that's what they gave me, because it's about, you know, we're all colours of the rainbow, aren't we, guys? In every shape and form, even with our soul, you know, the way that we are with our soul and our choices and our pathways. But what I've learnt with spirituality is everybody is included. So let's just have some fun with it and just have a really magical evening. I'm going to load this up, and yeah, I'm going to tune in with my loved ones on the other side and just see what kind of stuff they're going to be revealing things to us. So it'll be so interesting to hear back from you to see what happened. Right, lots and lots of love. Happy Samhain, and I will see you on the other side. Take good care of yourselves.